Have you ever heard a river whisper your name? Not in peace, not in prayer, but in promise of blood. This is Voices of the Forgotten, where Africa's deepest mysteries rise again. Because deep in the forests of ancient Yoruba land, before cities stood and kings wore gold, there was a river goddess who flowed with beauty, with blessings, and with cruelty. She was once worshipped with songs. Then, she started asking for sacrifices. Not goats, not chickens, but blood. And not just anyone's blood. Your firstborn, your beloved, even yourself. This is the story of Osun, the goddess of sweetness, turned goddess of vengeance. Her legend wasn't found in dusty scrolls or long-forgotten temples. No, Osun's story flows through voices, through chants, passed from grandmother to granddaughter, like sacred inheritance. Early European missionaries in the 1800s arrived in what is now Nigeria and recorded something disturbing. White priests wrote of a river people who refused to let them fish in Osun's waters. They spoke of a she who watched the banks. They warned, she hears, she knows, and she punishes. But the truth, it goes even deeper, far past the colonial pens into the oral incantations of the Yoruba people. She has been prayed to and feared since long before maps gave her a name. Our story begins in Osogbo, a city that shouldn't exist. Once, it was just thick jungle. But as legend says, a group of wandering priests, fleeing war and searching for sanctuary, settled near a quietly flowing river. They were led by a powerful Ifa priest named La Roye. They cleared the forest, they built fires, and then came the voice. From the rippling river rose a wail, like a woman both crying and commanding. "You disturb me," said the river spirit. "You've crushed my children, the trees. You've made no offering." The priests fell to their knees. They begged forgiveness. They asked, "Who are you?" And the river answered, "I am Osun, the mother of waters, the guardian of life, the receiver of sacrifice." They offered kola nuts, then a goat. Peace returned to the forest. And the goddess said, "Build your city here, but honor me always." So they built Osogbo, and every year to this day, the people return for the Osun festival. But there is a side of Osun they do not speak of, not in daylight. Praises call her the goddess of fertility, love, and sweet water, the mother of midwives, the protector of women. She healed barren wombs, answered desperate prayers. She made crops grow with a single dream. But the darker side, it was always there, hidden beneath the river's calm. Osun demands balance. To take her gifts and offer nothing was blood or death. Some old stories claim in times of drought, she didn't just dry the river, she dried the children in their mother's stomachs. She withered the mouths of those who spoke against her. She whispered to the mad, and they listened. Bloodshed began not as vengeance, but as ritual. Priests, known as Olosun, gathered the chosen, not criminals, not outcasts, the blessed, the young and pure. For Osun only drank blood that sang with life. Hi, thank you for watching up to this point. If you love African mystery history, comment the country you are watching from so we can appreciate you. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be the first to see our next story. Now, let's continue. Let us go back to the 17th century. A year of plague and famine struck Osogbo. Nothing grew. Women miscarried in silence. The priest said, "Osun is angry," but offerings could no longer satisfy her. They say a young boy of noble blood, 13 years old, an heir, dreamed of Osun. She came to him in the shape of a golden peacock, spoke in the voice of his mother, and asked him to come. They say He walked calmly into the water, eyes open, never surfaced. More children followed. Some say they were chosen. Others say they were taken.
Archaeologists in the early 1900s claimed to find carved stones beneath the riverbed, sacred altars bound in vines and symbols of Eshu, the divine trickster. But beneath those, skeletons, tiny ones. This is not a legend kept in ruins. Osun-Osogbo Sacred Grove still stands today, 75 hectares of dense forest that wraps around the Osun River. It is protected by UNESCO. Visitors stream there from all over the world, but locals will tell you, even now, in the wrong spot, at the wrong time, she still calls people into the water. In 1998, a tourist from Poland reportedly disappeared near the second shrine site. Her bag was found near the river, her shoes half submerged. Her body was never recovered. Elders say she was called and she answered. Officially, sacrifices are symbolic: fruits, chickens, honey. But whistleblowers say blood still flows during private rituals. They whisper of secret sects initiated by dreams. Only women may enter certain shrines. Some return changed. Others do not return at all. In 2012, a well-known herbalist reportedly vanished after claiming he no longer feared Osun. 3 weeks later, his riverbank home was flooded mysteriously, only his house. His bones were never found. To Western eyes, it's horror. To Yoruba spirituality, it's balance. Osun is not evil. She is one of the Orisha, divine forces of nature, each with light and shadow. To ask for life, you must offer something of equal weight. To receive blessings, you must show reverence. To disrespect the divine is to invite correction. Sometimes that correction is death. And across Africa, spirits like Osun guide through fear, not to harm, but to humble. Osun's image has been twisted. In the Caribbean, you'll know her as Oshun, seen in gold, dancing with mirrors and honey. In Brazilian candomblé, as Oxum, she blesses weddings and fertility rites. But her bloody roots, whitened, sanitized, erased. Because the world fears truth, and the truth is, even a goddess of love can demand your life. If you want more untold African mysteries and real spiritual stories, like, share, comment your thoughts, and subscribe. This is Voices of the Forgotten. Let the river rest, or it may rise again.